All right, we are live. Welcome to Sports Talk, everyone, here on the 1st of February. Happy February to you. For others like me, seniors in high school, seniors in college, whatever, we're 3.5 months away from graduation. Let's get hyped. Today's show, we will cover the Major League Baseball team of the week. Today, it is the Toronto Blue Jays. Then we'll move on into NBA, cover some scores, standings, and power rankings. Take a short break for station identification. When we come back, we'll talk the Pro Bowl, a couple of key things you need to know from that, as well as some news coming up for Friday's show in case you didn't get a chance to hear about that. Then we'll move into the NHL, go over some scores, standings, and power rankings there as well. And then we will wrap up the show with National Signing Day news in college football. We'll go over the top 20 players, where they ended up, and then the top 20 schools and how they're doing on National Signing Day. So it should be a fun show. I hope you guys stick around. Sorry we started a little late. Lost a little bit of track of time, and then also had a lot going on trying to finish up the show so we could get it the best it could be. But yeah, we're ready now. Let's go. Starting with Major League Baseball, the team of the week, the Toronto Blue Jays. Key additions to the Blue Jays are relief pitcher J.P. Howell, Lucas Harrell, as well as Jason Grilli, Jared Saltalamacchia, Jose Bautista got re-signed to a one-year contract, and Darwin Barney and Kendrys Morales. So a lot of signings made by the Toronto Blue Jays to try and improve that team from losing in the divisional round last year to the the ALCS last year, to the Cleveland Indians. Key departures for the Blue Jays, Edwin Encarnacion, obviously the big one, leaving for the Cleveland Indians. R.A. Dickey left for Atlanta, and then Josh Johnson and J.P. Arancibia both retired. Top prospects for the Toronto Blue Jays. Number 5, you have outfielder Harold Ramirez. Number 4, catcher Reese McGuire. Number 3, outfielder Anthony Alford. Number 2, right-handed pitcher Sean Reed Foley. And number 1, can I get a drum roll, please? Shortstop Richard Urena. So starting with Harold Ramirez, number 5 prospect in the Toronto Blue Jays farm system. He is a 5'10", 220-pound outfielder, 22 years old, and he bats and throws right-handed. He was signed out of Colombia. He was signed out of Colombia in 2011 when he was 16 years old. And in his minor league career, he has a .306 batting average with 13 home runs, 173 RBIs, 60 doubles, 19 triples, 87 walks, and 73 stolen bases. Moving on to the number 4 prospect, you have catcher Reese McGuire. McGuire is a 5'11", 215-pound catcher. He is 21 years old, and he throws right-handed and bats left-handed. He was a first-round pick in the 2013 draft by the Pittsburgh Pirates and was traded to the Blue Jays in 2015. In his minor league career, he has a .267 batting average with 142 RBIs, 55 doubles, 102 walks, and surprisingly, considering he's a catcher, 33 stolen bases. Moving on to number 3, outfielder Anthony Alford. Alford is a 6'1", 215-pound 22-year-old. He throws and bats right-handed. He was a third-round draft pick in 2012 by the Toronto Blue Jays coming out of high school. And in his minor league career, he has a .266 batting average, 16 home runs, 87 RBIs, 45 doubles, 133 walks, and 56 stolen bases. So a lot of very fast prospects coming up for the Blue Jays. We move on to the only pitcher in the top 5 for the Blue Jays, right-handed pitcher Sean Reed Foley. He is a 6'3", 220-pound right-hander, and he is 21 years old. He was the second-round pick in 2014 by the Toronto Blue Jays. And in his minor league career, he is 15-17. He is a starting pitcher, by the way. He is 15-17 with a 3.58 ERA, 115 walks, 280 strikeouts, a 212 batting average against, and a 1.26 whip. So he's a very controlled pitcher. He doesn't throw a lot of walks. He doesn't issue a lot of hits either, but not a very good strikeout pitcher. He's more of a ground ball pitcher, fly ball pitcher. He likes to get the ball in play and let his defense back him up. And when you get to the major leagues, any hitter could take you out. So maybe you got to work on his strikeout total a little bit while continuing to control his walk count. And now the number one prospect in the Blue Jays organization, you have shortstop Richard Urena. Urena is a 6', 185-pound, 20-year-old. He throws right, and he's a switch hitter. He was signed out of the Dominican Republic in 2012 when he was 16 years old. In his minor league career, he has a 287 batting average, 27 home runs, 188 RBIs, 78 doubles, 22 triples, 97 walks drawn, and 32 stolen bases. So those are the top 5 prospects in depth in the Blue Jays farm system. Tune back on Friday where we will probably have another 2 Team of the Weeks on Friday. I'm thinking about making that a thing, 1 on Wednesday, 2 on Friday. And if that's the case, that means on Friday we will be doing the St. Louis Cardinals and the Baltimore Orioles. So tune, if you're a Cardinals fan, an Orioles fan, or a baseball fan in general, make sure you join us Friday at 4. Another big thing happening Friday at 4. I'll let you know a little bit later in the show, but I'm very excited for it. But now let's move on to the projected starters for the Toronto Blue Jays this season. Starting with the rotation, you have ace Marco Estrada, J.A. Happ coming off of a very good season from last year. Aaron Sanchez, the very young, promising right-hander that pitched in the wild card game. Marcus Stroman at the 4, and then number 5, Francisco Liriano. And then in the bullpen, you have Brett Cecil, Jason Grilli, J.P. Howell, Lucas Harrell, and Robert Ozuna closing. And then we move on to the starters. You have catcher Russell Martin, first baseman Justin Smoke, second baseman Devon Travis, shortstop Troy Tulowitzki, third baseman Josh Donaldson, left fielder Michael Saunders, center fielder Kevin Pillar, right fielder Jose Bautista, and designated hitter Kendrys Morales. Now the projected record for the Toronto Blue Jays, I have them going 90-72 and losing to the Kansas City Royals in the wild card game. So that concludes the MLB Team of the Week for this show. Make sure, again, you join us on Friday for the St. Louis Cardinals and the Baltimore Orioles. Now we move on to the NBA. Some scores from last night. The Wizards beat the Knicks 117-101. Raptors over the Pelicans in overtime on a game winner by Kyle Lowry, 108-106. Rockets destroyed the Kings 105-83. Spurs over the Thunder 108-94. Trailblazers 115, Hornets 98, and Lakers over the Nuggets 120-116. Games tonight, you have the Pacers and Magic, Timberwolves, Cavaliers, Raptors, Celtics, Knicks, Nets, Hawks, Heat, Pelicans, Pistons, 76ers, Mavericks, Clippers, Suns, Grizzlies, Nuggets, Bucks, Jazz, Bulls, Thunder, and Hornets, Warriors. So very nice night in the professional basketball world. I'm excited for Timberwolves Cavaliers from the Q, Raptors Celtics from TD Garden, Battle for New York from the Barclays Center, Knicks and Nets. You got 76ers and Mavericks. That should be an interesting game. Grizzlies Nuggets from the Pepsi Center. Bulls and Thunder from Chesapeake Energy Arena. And then Hornets and Warriors from Oracle. So let's go over the standings really quick, starting with the East. In the 1 seed, you have the 32-15 Cleveland Cavaliers. Number 2, interesting fact about the Cavaliers, this past month of January, the Cavaliers went 7-8. It is the first month that LeBron James has had a losing record in a full month of the team in over 10 years. So we'll see how they bounce back in February. I think they get it off to a good start tonight against the Timberwolves. While I'm thinking about it, actually, let's make some predictions for the games tonight. I had some fun with it last week, and I think we can keep it going here. Pacers Magic, I got to go with the Pacers. PG-13 is just an animal. I love Paul George. I love the Pacers, what they're doing under their new coach, and I think they are a pretty good bet to beat the Magic. Timberwolves, Cavaliers, I already said I like the Cavaliers. Raptors, Celtics, I'm going to go with the Celtics because it's in Boston. Knicks and Nets, I like the Knicks, even though it's on the road in Brooklyn. Knicks are just a better team, and Derrick Rose might be coming back tonight. Hawks and Heat, I got to go Hawks. Pelicans, Pistons, I like the Pistons. 76ers, Mavericks, I got to go with the Sixers. Embiid's back in the lineup tonight, and the Sixers are pretty freaking good when Embiid plays. Clippers, Suns, I like the Clippers. Grizzlies, Nuggets, got to go with the Grizz. Bucks, Jazz, I like the Jazz. Thunder, Bulls, I got to go Thunder. And then Hornets, Warriors, Steph Curry coming back from the flu. You got to go with the Warriors. So, again, moving on to the conference standings. Number 1, the 32-15 Cleveland Cavaliers. Number 2, you have the Boston Celtics at 30-16. Number 3, 30-18. Number 3, you have the Toronto Raptors at 30-19. Number 4, the Washington Wizards at 28-20. Number 5, the Atlanta Hawks at 28-20. Number 6, the Indiana Pacers at 25-22. Number 7, the Bulls at 24-25. And number 8, the Hornets at 23-26. In the West, you have the Warriors leading at 41-7. Number 2, the Spurs at 37-11. Number 3, the Rockets 36-16. Number 4, the Clippers 30-18. Number 5, the Jazz at 30-19. Number 6, the Grizzlies at 29-21. Number 7, the Thunder 28-21. And number 8, the Nuggets at 21-26. So now let's quickly go over the power rankings in the NBA right now. Number 1, you got the Golden State Warriors. Number 2, the San Antonio Spurs. Number 3, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number 4, the Houston Rockets. Number 5, the Utah Jazz. Number 6, Number 6 is the Boston Celtics. Number 7, the Toronto Raptors. Number 8, the Washington Wizards. Number 9, the Memphis Grizzlies. Number 10, the LA Clippers. Number 11, the Thunder. 12, the Hornets. 13, Pacers. 14, 76ers. 15, Nuggets. 16, Timberwolves. 17, Bucks. 18, Pistons. 19, Bulls. 20, Trailblazers. 21, Pelicans. 22, Suns. 23, Heat. 24, Mavericks. 25, Knicks. 26, Magic. 27, Kings. 28, Lakers. 29, Nets. Who am I forgetting? I put the Rockets down twice. My bad. I'm going to try and look through this to see who I might be forgetting. I think I am missing the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, it's Warriors, Suns, Warriors, Spurs, Cavaliers, Rockets, Jazz, Hawks, Celtics, Raptors, Wizards, Grizzlies. I accidentally put the Rockets down twice, and obviously the Rockets only get one spot in the power rankings. So that will bring us to our first station identification break for this show. When we come back, we'll be going over the Pro Bowl and going over some NHL scores, standings, and power rankings. Later on in the show, you can also expect a little bit of coverage from National Signing Day and an announcement for the show on Friday. So I'd like to give one of my friends a music shout-out here. He does a lot of covers and stuff. He's in a band. He plays guitar and sings. And I'd like to give a shout-out to my old buddy Nate. He did a cover with one of his buddies on Green Day Holiday. And I know I played that a little earlier in an earlier show. This is not the original. I listened to it. This is very, very similar to the original. Like, they mimic their sound very well. This is not the original. Keep that in mind. This is a cover. Let me know how they did, and I'll make sure to share it with you guys, or to them. This, again, is my good buddy Nate covering Holiday. We'll be back in a minute.
like an Armageddon flame. Shame the ones who died without a name. In the dark, selling out, okay. Do I inculcate their misery? We, the company, lost the war today. I beg to dream and differ from the hollow rise. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives on holiday. Through the first coming out of time, another protester has crossed the line. Find the money's on our side. Brothers and sisters, again, another amen. There's a flag wrapped around the store of men. A plastic bag on a monument. I beg to dream and differ from all rise. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives on holiday. Hey. The representative from California has the floor. Speak out to the president, yes, man. Bombs away is your punishment. Pulverize the Eiffel Towers who criticize your government. Bang, bang goes the broken glass and kill all the that don't agree. Trial by fire, set it fire. It's not a way that's meant for me. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives. I beg to dream and differ from all rise. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives. This is our life on our day.
Again, that was my buddy Nate and his band doing a cover of Green Day Holiday. How amazing was that, guys? So impressive. Again, let me know what you think, how he did, and I'll be sure to let him know how we feel about him here on Sports Talk. But we will move on into the NFL and talk about the 2017 Pro Bowl. If you missed it, you're lucky. It was one of the worst Pro Bowls in the history of the game. AFC edged the NFC 20-13 in a very, very boring game. But we'll cover some key players in the AFC. Starting with the AFC, Andy Dalton went 10 of 12 for 100 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Travis Kelce had 3 catches for 36 yards and a touchdown. He was named Offensive MVP. And then Lorenzo Alexander on defense had 9 tackles and 1 interception. He was Defensive MVP, and Stephon Gilmore also had an interception. Moving on to the NFC, Drew Brees, 10 of 19, 112 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Odell Beckham Jr. had 6 catches for 93 yards. Doug Baldwin had 3 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. Everson Griffin had 8 tackles and 3 sacks. And Richard Sherman had an interception. So that really does it for the NFL Pro Bowl this year. Super Bowl this Sunday. 2 big announcements regarding that. First, Sunday night, the first half of the Super Bowl, you can expect a play-by-play broadcast on my YouTube channel, S. Jacob Neal. I did one of the first 3 innings of the Game 1 of the World Series, and that got a lot of really good reviews. And I felt like doing one on the Super Bowl, too, will test my football skills as an announcer, too. So be sure to check it out on Sunday during the Super Bowl or after the Super Bowl, obviously. It'll be on the channel, so you can come back and check it out. Let me know how I did. Again, this will only be the first half because I don't want to make it like a 4-hour broadcast. I'd rather just make it like an hour and a half. So check that out on Sunday, please. And then also on Friday is our big Super Bowl preview show. And I'm very excited for that one. Unfortunately, my original planned guest, Mark Miller, cannot make it. So what we will do is we are bringing back an alum of Sports Talk's Athlete of the Week series. We are bringing back Chandler Wren. He will be talking the Super Bowl with us live here on Sports Talk on Friday at 4. We will be breaking down in depth everything you need to know for the Falcons and the Patriots on Sunday night. So now let's move on into the NHL. NHL will go over some scores first. From last night, the New York Islanders beat the Washington Capitals 3-2. The Columbus Blue Jackets over the New York Rangers 6-4. The Pittsburgh Penguins beat the Nashville Predators 4-2. Carolina Hurricanes beat the Philadelphia Flyers 5-1. Montreal Canadiens 5 beat the Buffalo Sabres 2. New Jersey Devils over the Detroit Red Wings 4-3. Boston Bruins edged the Lightning 4-3. Florida Panthers over the Ottawa Senators 6-5. Winnipeg Jets with 5, and they beat the St. Louis Blues 5-3. Dallas Stars beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-3. Minnesota Wild over the Edmonton Oilers 5-2. LA Kings edged the Arizona Coyotes 3-2. And the Anaheim Ducks over the Colorado Avalanche 5-1. And the Sharks over the Blackhawks 3-1. Tonight's games, not very many. You can expect the Bruins and Capitals, Wild and Flames, and Avalanche and Kings. So moving on into the standings in the National Hockey League. Starting in the Atlantic, you have number 1, the Montreal Canadiens with 67 points. Number 2 is the Ottawa Senators with 58 points. Number 3, the Boston Bruins with 58 points. Number 4, the Toronto Maple Leafs with 55 points. Number 5, the Florida Panthers with 54 points. Number 6, the Tampa Bay Lightning with 50 points. Number 7, the Buffalo Sabres with 49 points. And number 8, the Detroit Red Wings with 49 points. Moving on into the Metropolitan. Number 1, you have the Washington Capitals with 72 points. Number 2, the Columbus Blue Jackets with 70 points. Number 3, the Pittsburgh Penguins with 67 points. Number 4, the New York Rangers with 63 points. Number 5, the Philadelphia Flyers with 56 points. Number 6, the New York Islanders with 53 points. Number 7, the Carolina Hurricanes with 51 points. And number 8, the New Jersey Devils with 51 points. Moving on to the Western Conference, you start with the Central Division. The Minnesota Wild lead that with 71 points. Number 2, the Chicago Blackhawks with 65 points. Number 3, the Nashville Predators with 56. Number 4, the St. Louis Blues with 53. Number 5, the Dallas Stars with 52. Number 6, the Winnipeg Jets with 52. And number 7, the worst team in the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche, with only a measly 28 points. In the Pacific, San Jose Sharks with 66 points lead the Pacific. The Anaheim Ducks not far behind with 65. The Edmonton Oilers with 64. LA Kings in 4th with 54. Calgary Flames in 5th with 53. Number 6 is the Vancouver Canucks with 52. Number 7, the Arizona Coyotes with 38. So moving on now into the power rankings for the National Hockey League. And you will have, starting with at the top, the best team in the NHL points-wise, the Washington Capitals. Number 2, the Minnesota Wild. Number 3, the Edmonton Oilers. Number 4, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Number 5, the San Jose Sharks. Number 6, the Anaheim Ducks. Number 7, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Number 8, the Montreal Canadiens. Number 7, number 9, the Nashville Predators. Number 10, the Chicago Blackhawks. Number 11, the New York Rangers. Number 12, the Ottawa Senators. Number 13, the Philadelphia Flyers. Number 14, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Number 15, the Boston Bruins. 16, the Los Angeles Kings. 17, the Vancouver Canucks. 18, the St. Louis Blues. 19, the New York Islanders. And 20, the Buffalo Sabres. 21, you got the Winnipeg Jets. 22, the Calgary Flames. 23, the Florida Panthers. 24, the Dallas Stars. 25, the New Jersey Devils. 26, the Tampa Bay Lightning. 27, the Carolina Hurricanes. 28, the Arizona Coyotes. 29, the Detroit Red Wings. And 30, the Colorado Avalanche. So that brings us to our second station identification break of the show. When we come back, we will finish off this show with National Signing Day news. We'll go over the top 20 players where they committed and the top 20 universities, how they're faring on National Signing Day. I hope you guys enjoy. This is Celestial by DJ Lingboy. Home stretch of the show coming up after this, and then a big announcement for next show on Friday. I'll be back in a minute. This is Celestial. Give DJ Lingboy some love. While we finish up planning for the next segment of the show, we will be playing another DJ Lingboy track. This is Dynasty. We'll be back in a couple, guys. All right, guys, that was DJ Lingboy, the official DJ of Sports Talk with Dynasty and Celestial. We are back now, ready to talk college football. It's National Signing Day, and we're about to go over the top 20 players in the recruiting class of 2017, where they committed, and top 20 schools, how they fared, or where the top 20 schools fared in terms of National Signing Day. So let's start with the players. Number one recruit in the country, Trey Smith, an offensive tackle, has officially committed to Tennessee. Number two, Isaiah Wilson, another offensive tackle, is officially committed to Georgia. Number three, Jaylon Phillips. He's an outside linebacker. He is committed to UCLA. Number four, Marvin Wilson, a defensive tackle, remains one of only two players in the top 20 that's uncommitted. He will commit later on today. Number five, Dylan Moses, an athlete, has committed to Alabama. Rumors are he might play quarterback. Number six, Sean Wade, a cornerback, has committed to Ohio State. Number seven, Jeffrey Okudah, a safety, has also committed to Ohio State. Number eight, Alex Leatherwood, an offensive tackle. He is committed to Alabama. Number nine, you have Cam Akers, a running back. He is committed to Florida State. Number 10, wrapping up the top 10, you have D'Angelo Gibbs, an athlete. He is committed to Georgia. Moving on to number 11, you have Najee Harris, a running back. He's committed to Alabama. Number 12, Richard LeCounte III, a safety. He is committed to Georgia. Number 13, Joshua Kendo, a defensive end. He is committed to Florida State. Number 14, Foster Sorrell, an offensive tackle, has committed to Stanford. Number 15, Robert Beal, a defensive end, is committed to Georgia. Number 16, Joseph Lewis, a wide receiver. He is uncommitted. He will commit later on today. Number 17, LeBrian Ray, a defensive tackle. He's committed to Alabama. Number 18, you have T. Higgins, a wide receiver who has committed to Clemson, the defending national champions. Number 19, Austin DeCulis, an offensive tackle, has committed to LSU. Number 20, Jerry Jeudy. He's a wide receiver, and he's committed to the Crimson Tide of Alabama. So now let's talk about the top 20 schools for National Signing Day. Who is the top 20? We'll start with number 20, Maryland Terrapins, trying to get back onto the college football supremacy ladder. Number 19, you have from the SEC, the South Carolina Gamecocks. Number 18, also from the SEC, the Florida Gators. Number 17, moving on to the West Coast, you have UCLA. Number 16, from the Big Ten, Penn State. Number 15, Notre Dame. Number 14, from the SEC, Tennessee. Number 13, the first team from the ACC, Miami. Number 12, Texas A&M. Number 11, Auburn. And number 10, Stanford. Number 9, Clemson, the defending national champions. Number 8, USC. Number 7, Oklahoma. Number 6, Florida State. And we move into the top 5. Number 5, drumroll please, LSU. Number 4, the Michigan Wolverines. Number 3, the Georgia Bulldogs. Number 2, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And number 1, the Alabama Crimson Tide. So that wraps up our show, guys. We will see you on Friday when I will be joined by someone who you guys have already heard from on Sports Talk, former Athlete of the Week, Chandler Wren. He will be back to preview the Super Bowl with us on Friday. Also, 2 teams of the week on Friday for Major League Baseball, the Baltimore Orioles and the St. Louis Cardinals. And, of course, we will always go over scores and power rankings in NBA, NHL, stuff like that. So I hope you guys join us on Friday, and then also on Sunday, the Super Bowl play-by-play of the first half. I'll remind you guys of that on Friday. We will end the show with 2 tracks from DJ Langboy. We will start with Syntact, and we will end with Lucidity. That will take us to the next show. I'll see you guys on Friday. Till then, thanks. Peace out. God bless you, and God bless sports. I'll see you guys on Friday.